काल करे सो आज करे सो अब, पल में प्रलय होएगी, बहुरी करेगा कब. These famous lines by the 14th century Indian subcontinent poet Saint Kabir Das are still evergreen in our minds. 2 centuries later, in England, Andrew Marvell was to come up with similar importance on the value of time in his poem to his coy mistress, where he compares the passage of time with a winged chariot, as if time has got wings to fly. And true, once gone, the time never comes back. So, dear all, this is Dr. Sanya Khan, and this edition I'm going to bring out the importance of time with the 7 different aspects of our lives, which include the personal, emotional, social, as well as the professional aspects. So, let's check them out and find out whether we are careful at using our time or we are simply and unconsciously misusing our time. So, as you can see over here, the first aspect of our life is, yes, career. So, dear all, since career is so very much important, we have to set goals. And if you go back to my edition on SMART, SMART, right, on SMART functioning in life, you'll find that it is always preferable to set the goals in smaller parts rather than setting a very long term and heavy goal which is so very much difficult to accomplish. This can lead to frustration in the initial stage if you are not able to fulfill. So as far as career is concerned, the interest, you must find an interest, or if you have a natural interest in a particular field, then you must try to choose that one, provided that the quality education is available in your access, in your feasibility. Affordability is another criteria, that the career choice which you want to make should be affordable, it should be accessible, and it should be feasible. It should have a long term long term effectiveness in the society. You should be able to play a role in the society and earn for your family. Okay, so this is the practical way of trying to find a career, right, by balancing the affordability, accessibility, and feasibility aspects along with the interest, your interest, the interest, the area in which you have the best interest. Okay, so career is an amalgamation and mixture of all these aspects, right? So we must try to utilize our time to do research on different career prospects in which we have interest, or the allied or related career prospects in which we may have interest. So doing a research rather than wasting time on thinking this and that is not good. So research, or if you want counseling, then you must try to reach out to the authentic experts available nearby, right? So this is about career and how we can use our time in a proper manner in deciding our career. Then the second is also very important, that is family. Okay, after career, we must try to utilize our time judiciously for our family and friends. Yes, social gatherings, talking to the family members or friends are so very much important for our emotional, physical, as well as social well-being. And mind it, health. When we talk about health, health is a state of mental, physical, and social well-being, about which we will talk later. But when we are talking about family and friends, it is very important that we use the time in a judicious manner in selecting our friends. Remember, we are what our companions are. The companions that we keep for ourselves define our personality to a very large extent. Okay, So we must try to choose our friends wisely. Their interests should ally, their interests and areas of professional and personal growth must be in alliance with us ourselves. Okay, otherwise we'll always have a disconnect and destabilized mindset in their company. So we must use our time in a judicious manner to give to our family as well as friends. Okay, and mind you, I always tell this to our students, there is a difference between crowd and friends. Okay, you cannot have too many friends, but you can have too many people around you. Okay, but friendship demands, you know, it demands your time, your energy, your mental capacity, to the extent that you must support each other. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Okay, and we know that everyone out there is not not a friend, cannot be a friend. Then why to keep a crowd around us, right? So we must try, if we want to use our time rather than misuse our precious time as a student or as professionals, we must try to choose our friends, select our friends wisely so that we have few but precious friends, rather than gathering a crowd and wasting time with the crowd here and there, like in the cafe or canteens, etc. The time in which you should be studying or playing for and for your personal growth. In the same manner, family is important, we all know. So we must reserve some time for our family. Okay, in order to talk to them, in order to seek their suggestions, and vice versa. In the same manner, our siblings, so friends, family, siblings, these all are very important. And if you have children, if you have the spouse, husbands and wives, then spending time with family is never a bad idea. It is the best, one of the best things that you can do in your life if you want to use your time judiciously and preciously. So be mindful of where you're using your time. Okay, now we must be very careful in using our time and letting go of ourselves regarding the works, means relaxation. Okay, so the third point that I want to talk about is relaxation or leisure, as you can say here. Leisure is very much important, the nothingness in life, when you just have nothing to do. Okay, you have nothing, you are doing nothing, you're thinking nothing, your mind is unoccupied, you're physically unoccupied, and you're just enjoying the nothingness of life. Many of poets and philosophers have talked about the nothingness of life, and and the beauty of nothingness. So yes, doing nothing is so very much important. That is called leisure. Not when you're talking to your family members, or you're engaging in a conversation or a chit chat with your friends. Okay, no, that is not leisure. When you're reading your favorite journal or magazine, or watching a TV series, no, that is also not leisure. Leisure is the nothingness, when you're doing nothing and your mind is not at all occupied. Because even though you're just watching your favorite series, or reading your favorite magazine or journal, or just surfing the internet, then also your mind is getting engaged. Your mind is directly or indirectly engaged, passively or actively, but it is engaged. Okay, so that is not leisure. Many a times we get confused between leisure and these types of activities. So if you want to have leisure time, then let go of everything and try to recognize yourself, re-energize yourself. And when you are your own companion, okay, when you are only and only with yourself, right? Because what we lose in our life is often is that we are not never, we are not with ourselves, but we are with the world. Okay, we are with family members, we are with friends, we are with everyone, but we don't know ourselves. Okay, so know thyself, right? I mean, know yourself. And in order to know ourselves, we must have a leisure time, the time defined by nothingness, doing nothing. Okay, and just staring blankly. Okay, So the fourth one is uh, spirituality or personal growth. Okay, so why leisure is so important, the third point is because this is the phase of the day, or this is the a few these are the few minutes in which you get reintroduced to yourself. Okay, you get to know more about yourself, and once we know about ourselves, then most of the problems are solved. We have a clarity of mind. Okay, we have a clarity of focus of what we want, what we don't want, and we can select and unselect. We can eliminate the waste. Okay, eliminate the extras and declutter ourselves and have a clear vision. Then comes spirituality, which is the fourth part, in which we must try to spend some time, and that can be in any form. Okay, whichever culture, religion, or tradition you belong to. Okay, choose your own sense of spirituality. Now there is a difference between spirituality and rituals. I'm not talking about rituals at all. I'm talking about spirituality as part of the personal growth, in which we must try to spend some time, right? Because what's happening, that we are wasting time here and there, going shopping, surfing the internet mindlessly, and or watching the television or any series which are not at all important for us. Okay, which are just not needed. They are just they may try to distract us. I'm not saying that all these activities are bad, but what I'm saying is that sometimes they are just too much. We don't want to sleep because we want to watch our favorite series, right? Or we simply want to surf the internet. So compromising with other things for all these activities is not good. And here comes the importance of spirituality, because spirituality is something which gives you peace. Okay, and it is said, it is a commonly said statement, and I quote: "Where science ends, spirituality starts, and where spirituality ends, philosophy starts." Now this is from the viewpoint of the philosophers. Now the spiritual people, what they say, they divert it, and they say where science ends, philosophy starts, and when philosophy ends, spirituality starts. Okay, so spirituality is very important, whether it's in the form of meditation, whether it's in the form of doing nothing, the leisure part, and just thinking about yourself, trying to know more and more about yourself. Spirituality can be in any form. Okay, in any shape and size, right? Depending on your personal, very personal and private interest, your goals, of how you see the sense of spirituality. Okay, because it gives you peace of mind, it keeps you focused, and it make it makes you a good decision maker in life. Okay, you know what you don't want and you know what you want, right? So in order to know what you want, you must before that know what you don't want. Okay, so that you can declutter yourself, so that we can simplify our lives. Okay, that is what spirituality does to us. We become confident and good decision makers. Now the next thing, or the next part, in which we must try to devote our time on a daily basis. Okay, on a daily basis, that is health. And it is so much commonly said, we all know health is wealth. Okay, so uh, a healthy mind exists in a healthy body, right? So there can be different various practices through which you can relax your mind, and that's why I talked about leisure, having some leisure time or spiritual movements in your daily life. So a healthy mind is inside a healthy body, and obviously health and fitness are so very much important. We must try to practice, practice some, like fitness moves, like exercising, doing some cardio, or muscular training, like 4 to 5 days a week at least, or brisk walk. So health is very much important. We must try to move more and more, because it's the time, we all know there is a time when most of our works are stagnant. Means we spend major part of our days either sitting. Okay, yeah, just sitting in front of our systems, and not at all moving. not at all moving. And this stagnancy is just mindlessness. It is just mindless. We don't even realize how many hours we are just simply sitting and sitting, okay, without any natural movement of body. Whereas our body, our spines, our legs, our limbs, our neck, everything is naturally built for movement. But are we giving the natural movement to them? No, not at all, because our works are have become such, right? Especially for the professionals. Okay, we as teachers, yeah, we do we do get a chance to move our body parts, but for those who keep on working on the systems, on the chairs, they keep on sitting on the chair and mindlessly, they don't even realize how much is it damaging their nerves, their bones, their muscles. Okay, so fitness and health is very important. And in the same series, I would like to say that eating healthy and drinking healthy are at the same time important. We must try to avoid packaged food and beverages at all cost. Extra sugared, extra sodium laden food, okay, items available in different at our workplaces, at our schools and colleges. All these things actually have a very adverse impact on our body. So avoid shortcuts, get on to your running or walking schedules or your exercise regime, and take a step ahead to eat healthy and avoid processed and packaged food. Okay, then we have the next one, that is the financial management. Okay, then we have the financial management, the next one, which is also important, right? Because in the first point I discussed about career, so we must spend some time, like weekly or fortnightly or say monthly, in our financial budgeting. Because no matter how much we earn, what matters is how much we are able to save, right? So savings and periodic investments are very much important for the young adults, and especially in our country, where which is a developing country yet, and the professionals are still struggling to have financial securities in their early 30s or late 20s. Okay, so this is the time that we first of all reserve some time from our day-to-day life in financial budgeting and thinking about how we can increase our financial capacities and economic planning, right? This can be anything, and you can choose it through your personal interests, in which the areas of savings and investments in which you are interested, or make sure to keep on upgrading your skills. Okay, upgradation of skills, periodic upgradation of skill is so very much important. At least attend 1 to 2 good workshops and conferences every year, and get yourselves enrolled in one professional course every year. Okay, so that you are up to dated, upgraded, right? And in this regard, I would like to invite you to join our professional courses at International Studies and Services Foundation. We have a wide range of courses ranging from diploma and advanced diploma in artificial intelligence, computer applications, web designing, journalism and mass media, personality development for professionals, digital marketing, economic planning, etc. So join any professional courses at a good and authentic place to keep on upgrading your career. Okay, to keep on enhancing your financial stability, because always remember that knowledge never goes in vain. Okay, so keep on upgrading, and it's the time of fast paced technologies, so we can't simply sit back without upgrading our skills. So reserve some time to think about what should be your next upgradation, what should be your next course that you would like to join for your professional development. What is the next workshop that your training workshop that you would like to join, okay, as part of your professional development. So remember that at least half yearly, okay, join one to two courses and workshops or conferences up, and just make yourself, up to the mark, right? So this is here when we end this edition on the importance of time. We have talked about different aspects in which we must be very mindful and careful in utilizing our time. Otherwise, you would be misutilizing your time, and this is something that we never want, right? We talked about family and friends, we talked about career, we talked about health and fitness, we talked about spirituality and leisure, and we also talked about the financial management in which we have to spend some time so that we can use our precious time in a very valuable and precious manner. Because remember that time has wings and it keeps on flying and flying, and once gone it never comes back. As the famous saying goes on, time and tide wait for none. This is Dr. Sanya Khan. See you in the next edition with a new topic on lifestyle development and also other professional courses. Till then, have a nice time ahead. Bye bye.